Now that we've lost Goemon as we escape from the Outer Forces, what's next on the agenda? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. So it wasn't enough for Masamune to do this crap. We need Okuni to also interject herself into this battle, simply because the game designers don't know what to do with her right now. Sure, the battles before now in this campaign weren't anything great, but at least they felt like there was some thought put into them. You're where you don't belong, that's where you are. Though I suppose you could say that for the entire game. Great! Even my emulator wants to throw her out of here. Well, I wouldn't blame her for scowling, since this battle has been interrupted by factions that have nothing to do with what's going on here. Twice so far. You are in the middle of a goddamn battle and your first thought is to ask for directions? Hell, this is the first I've heard of you having some concrete goal in mind, other than just getting money for your shrine. Where are you trying to go? Bloody hell! She thinks a solo dance is gonna calm down these battle-hungry warriors. And of course, since we've been given that objective, we have little choice but to see it through, even though I think it's total bullshit. Dear God, this game is downright terrible with cutscenes trying to convey that there's a fight going on. So it's really no surprise that a game focused on war, that can't make its cutscenes convey that war, would also have a hard time conveying someone being such a graceful dancer that people would be enthralled by it. I should not feel so satisfied that Okuni's poorly thought out plan fell apart just like that. I think we'll go after Kenshin instead of Shingen, if only because his side seems to be winning the battle at the moment. You'd think the two guys at his camp's right flank would shift to deal with the pair of Utsugi guys heading straight down their throat, but apparently, as usual, the Takeda don't know what to do unless the plot tells them what to do. Not a goddamn word yet from Kenshin about how someone is interrupting his precious battle with his rival. I know, he didn't have much of a reaction to Masamune doing the same thing in an earlier mission, so it's not a surprise. Still disappointing, though. I can't even find it in me to chuckle at the sexism that should just be blowing up in his face, considering Okuni is clearing the entire battlefield. He's absolutely right that this is no place for Okuni specifically. Oh, what fresh stupidity are we about to get slapped by? Again, she's so disconnected from the world that she doesn't even seem to register the the fact that Kenshin and his men are trying to kill her right now. And now she suddenly decided to start fighting for Kenshin for some reason? I'm sorry, but the lady being this unaware of what's going on around her does not feel endearing to me. It just highlights the fact that Okuni has no actual story in her story. There's no character development or stakes in what she's doing. And that makes me even more annoyed that she essentially left Goemon to die if she possibly didn't even understand that Goemon was trying to save her life in the previous mission. Certainly not like she seems to dwell on the fact that someone else possibly died for her sake. You don't get to say things like misunderstanding when you stumbled onto a battlefield and just started fighting everyone. Wait, are we supposed to escape to the castle or fight Yukimura? I've got to admit, this is one of the few, if only, missions in this game that's left me confused as hell about what's going on. Hell, the only way it could get any more silly at this point is if the game outright changed genres in the middle of the mission. Or if Bugs Bunny decided to burst out of the ground and say, I knew I should have taken that left turn at Albuquerque. Not that Bugs Bunny is all that likely to show up in Japan, especially when one of his more infamous episodes back in World War II was a damn racist bit of propaganda against the Japanese. It's funny how I have more respect for Donald Duck's World War II service than Bugs Bunny. Not that either of them actually have anything to do with Sengoku Japan, just that that's where my mind wandered in the middle of this particular mess. A mess that I feel so interested in that I'm surprised I haven't just fast-forwarded through the entire mission. Well, Yukimura's certainly giving us a hard time here, got to give him credit. Though, that's just making me even more disconnected from the disconnected character I'm playing as, since I'm a bit of a Blood Knight and Okuni just doesn't seem to understand what's going on. Indeed, quite a shame that Yukimura was taken down by someone who wasn't even part of the Uesugi clan. You'd think he or Kunoichi would have noticed that we didn't discriminate between fighting Uesugi or Takeda troops. But I suppose that was supposed to be part of the joke. Kenshi-sama, まだ振り向いてくれはらへん。敵さんの総大将を倒したらええんやろか。Well, that was predictable, and I'm pretty sure once we beat Shingen that we'll have to fight against Kenshi. Sure, there was more thought put into this mission than Masamune's interruption of it, but it's that awkward thing where as much as I'm kind of amused by what's going on, it's not the kind of amusing that drew me into the game in the first place, or what will make me continue with this series after this game. Okay, let's speed things up for a bit just for the sake of skipping over traveling where nothing really happens. Not that I can say that much has really happened over the course of this entire mission, or any of the previous three, but still. Well, hello there, Shingen. Excuse me for saying this, my lord, but your only good portrayal in this game was back in Yukimura's campaign. Everywhere else, you felt either underwhelming or just tacked on because the game designers felt they needed to use you a bit more. And, of course, Shingen doesn't seem to have anything to say as we storm into his camp and start smacking him around. Come on, Shingen. React to the lady attacking you that isn't affiliated with the Uesugi. At least try to make the sequence of events here make some measure of sense outside of we needed to give another mission to the lady who doesn't really fit in with any of the other warriors here. And that does it. Shingen's done, so there's just Kenshin left, and of course all the officers between us and him. That had nothing to do with momentum. It's just another case of someone barging in when they don't belong in this battle, making both armies feel pathetic by having the both of them taken out with... And apparently we don't get an objective explicitly mentioning that we have to fight Kenshin now. If I could muster something past the apathy, I'd probably groan. How in the hell did that guy manage to defeat 50 enemies at the moment when I was beating him down with our umbrella? Did his body just fly into an Uesugi grunt somehow, and that counted as a kill for him? One officer left. We'll see how long it takes to bring him down. My mistake. Once again, it was a Takeda guy so utterly involved with a fight with an Uesugi guy that I couldn't tell the difference on the minimap. Not that it really makes a difference considering how easily we've been wiping out everyone other than Yukimura, Shingen, and Kenshin. Oh, now he finally reacts to the fact that Shingen has been defeated. It certainly took him long enough. Excuse me while I need to fast forward through what's left of this clip, since this mission is making me dent my desk into the shape of my skull. And for the curious, no. Self-inflicted head trauma is not making this mission make any more sense, either in-universe or from a game design perspective. But maybe I'm just not looking at it in the right way. Anyway, we've got one more mission in this campaign after this. Not that I'm expecting much from it, since the rest of this campaign didn't really have much of a story anyway. But still, we'll see where it goes.